I thought I heard something
Like,
being like,
yeah.
"Wait, cut this. We sound like idiots."
So WandaVision, it is Wanda is in some sort of coma or stress, some sort of something, and she has created an alternate reality where she can be with Vision, who has died in the real world.
You could say she's in her happy place.
Yeah, her happy place, right? So the thing that we're going to find out about this series is just how powerful Wanda Maximoff is with, like, she's created these things in her mind, and will she be able to bring them into the real world with her once she wakes up, right? Like, is this what's happening? Going forward from there, she's, like Colin said, she's living in a little happy place. Her dream life is her and Vision married together, right? And yeah, so let's go from here. Let's talk about that. What do you guys think about the commercials?
Well, I don't think there's too much detail about the first one, other than like the bomb, the Stark bomb that never went off, since the toaster, like, it speeds up the ticking. It's just what I saw was it's supposed to be like a flashback to like the bomb that never went off that they were like trapped under. But the second one, obviously, with the Strucker Hydra watch, since Strucker like gave them their powers, and like, so there's definitely a evil presence in there trying to, I guess, take control of Wanda, and that'd be Agatha the Witch trying to get to her. And maybe Wanda, like, obviously doesn't realize that yet. She's just trying to maintain her perfect world.
Okay. See, like, when I read up about Agatha the last time when we did the trailer review for this, Agatha in the comics is neither good nor bad. She just shows up to, like, help somebody in need, kind of thing, right? Like, she's like a spirit guide or something, like a witch, but that guides you in a way, like, to get something, not to get something out of you, but like, have you seen Lady in the Water, M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes.
Where, like, the girl shows up and she's like, hey, I'm here to unblock your mind so you can write this book so you can do something good for the world, kind of thing, right? And I feel like that's Agatha. Hey, I'm here to help you out so you can do something good that doesn't involve me, but I helped you out enough that you're going to go on and do that greater thing. So I could be wrong, but that's what I see Agatha's purpose is she's shown up in Wanda's mind, and she's, like, trying to help snap her out of it in, like, the best way possible, kind of thing.
Okay.
That's my take on it. What do you guys think?
Well, I saw a theory of when she shows up with the pineapple, like when they're having the dinner party, is she gets to see Vision for the first time, and like Wanda closes the door. Like, it looks like she's almost like trying to hide Vision from her, but then I guess that doesn't make sense, since in the next episode they're doing the magic act. So scratch what I just said there.
Yeah. Also, it could be like she just wanted to see if it was true that Vision was alive, possibly. And not that Wanda's trying to hide because she doesn't realize something's bad out there, but I don't know. I think you might have something there.
Yeah. I mean, Wanda definitely knows something bad is out there, and that's why, like, she's in this world. Like, how she makes, like, the radio start smoking when Jimmy Woo starts, like, trying to contact her, and then again when they see the sword beekeeper, that she rewinds everything.
Yeah. Well, like, that's the thing, right? It's like she doesn't realize she's in a fake world, but she sees something from her old life, and she doesn't understand why it upsets her, but she knows it upsets her, and she knows it's going to take this away from her, kind of thing. So, like, she subliminally is avoiding it, right? Like, she doesn't know that this isn't reality to her yet.
Well, yeah, it's also interesting the fact that there's like they had no answer of where they came from, like how they meet, and all that stuff. Like maybe because they're just trying to blend in and be normal and can't say that stuff, but they could at least like make up something. So it looks like they're almost like
Yeah.
actually struggling with trying to remember, since they looks like they
No,
don't
no, no.
remember.
They for sure have no idea when they
Yeah.
blank out. When they blank out and they're like, I don't know. Like they'll do that even like just the two of them together. Nobody else is around. They're like, remember? They're like, when did we get married? What's our anniversary date? Like just on the couch, right? Like they don't know. It's like the past has been wiped from their mind, basically, right?
Well,
So
definitely
like,
Vision's mind, since it's not like really Vision.
yeah. Um, cool. The thing that I always find interesting is at the end of every episode, it's Jimmy trying to get in contact with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like trying to reach her and trying to wake her up. And what was it? Somebody told me that the bad guy is going to be Mephisto,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not confirmed. So what some people have said is like Mephisto has put her into a deep sleep to try and get something from her, and there are other people trying to wake her up before this happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what Jaren, I don't know if he's on the channel yet, but once Jaren's here, he'll be more helpful. He said the commercials being the Strucker commercial, and then there's like uh, a shield product that says Stark Industries on it, and he said that could be that those two people are racing to get to Wanda first. Like Strucker and them are trying to get to her first to get something out of her, and um, Sword and Shield, with the help of Stark Industries, is trying to reach her at the same time, and that's what the commercials are doing. There's like a battle, and they're trying to reach her in some way as well before this third entity gets what he wants out of them. The other thing, the theory that's happening is, spoiler alert, episode 2, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
With her two
Wiccan.
kids, Speed and Wiccan. Yeah. So people think that Mephisto wants Speed and Wiccan to be created, because this is the only way they will be created, because Vision doesn't actually, well, he's dead, and even if he wasn't dead, he couldn't. This is the only way she can get pregnant, is in her mind, and she manifests them, right?
Yeah. Like she has to
So,
create them.
yeah. And you can kind of see that that's what Mephisto is kind of manipulating her. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, like, no kids? Why don't you have kids? When are you having kids? Oh, we're doing this party. It's for the kids. It's for the kids, right? Like the magic show. We gotta do it for the kids. Like, everything, everywhere is talking about kids, right?
There's
For the,
no
like,
kids scene in this town.
yeah, at all, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's very much like they're like putting things in her head to make her think that, to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, they're trying to persuade her.
Like subliminal messages.
Yeah, subliminal
to
messaging.
Have kids.
Yeah, right? And yeah, and then you see people from Sword showing up every once in a while.
Yeah, like at the end of episode 1, it's speculated that it's Darcy watching, since you see like the woman's hand watching from the Sword base.
Yeah.
And an interesting thing is, one of the credits, I don't know how or if this will come in place, one of the credits is Abe, I forget the last name, but it's Abraham from like Peter Parker's school is one of the main credits.
Oh, interesting.
I have no idea how that would come into place. It's like he's obviously still a kid.
Like him as an actor?
No, it's like his character Abraham, who's on like the like mathlete team with like Peter and Flash and them.
Interesting. Another interesting thing to point out is that whenever something off-putting and traumatic happens, and they're forced to do like the right thing or whatever, something that they don't want to do but they need to. As soon as they do it, everything just goes back to normal as if like nothing happened. Like when the guy's choking and they pull it out, he's not like, "Oh, your hand just went in my throat." He's just like, "Very impressive tonight." It's like you can kind of see that like even Mephisto is like forcing her hand to do things to learn more about her, to get her in certain situations, and as soon as she does what he wants, he like rewards her by being like, "Oh no, it's all done, it's all good, see you later," and like, "I got what I wanted, bye."
Yeah, they're definitely trying to fish something out, and that's why they left literally right after he was choking.
Yeah, and like, yeah, the same in almost every aspect of everything. Something bad will happen, and then it's a reward. Good. Wow. Episode 2, was it the glass? I can't remember the glass scene when she breaks the glass. Did something
It's
bad
when they're
happen?
listening to the radio. It's when Jimmy's like, "Wanda, Wanda," and then the glass breaks right as the voice goes off the radio.
Okay.
And then "Help Me, Wanda" is warped to say "Help me, Wanda."
Nice. I didn't pick that up. That's cool. I should have heard that. What about you, Colin? What are you weighing in here?
I mean, I don't really know anything about the context of the MCU, obviously, other than Vision's dead. um, I really enjoyed seeing Paul Bettany in a more comedic role again. It's been some time.
Yeah.
Like since probably the first time I saw him was as Chaucer in A Knight's Tale, and that was great.
Oh, nice. That's so good.
Yeah. And since then, he's just really done serious roles, I think. But I thought both of them had excellent comedic tendencies. You know, I thought they had great chemistry.
Yeah, it was good. I really like. It really did feel like it was like I Love Lucy, and it really did feel like it was Bewitched. Like you're watching it, the gags.
Yeah.
Like even if you like strip away all of the things that are actually happening that we've talked about and just watch it for the show it is, it would be a great 50s show. So
yeah, they did a great job.
It's made now compared to the shows that were made back then.
True. Cool. Do you think anyone's gonna watch this? And since it's just 2 episodes and then 1 episode every Friday, do you think anyone's gonna not understand it and drop off, or do you think people pretty much know what Marvel's getting at nowadays? And
No, they know what Marvel's getting at, and like if anyone's watching this, like they're gonna tune in next week, I'm sure, unless they really hated it for some odd reason.
Well, my mom expressed interest in watching it. I don't remember why. I think somebody on CBC was talking about it, and she hasn't seen any of the Avengers movies, so I wasn't sure if she.
Sure.
Yeah.
She just tuned in to start watching MCU at Phase 4.
Yeah.
Also, the ticket I wanted to talk about was Wanda saying "my husband" and her indestructible head. His head is not indestructible, as Thanos ripped the Mind Stone from it.
Touche.
And then he says "my wife" with her flying saucers, which most people just picked up as when the Battle of Wakanda, she has like the big wheel things that splatters that one lady.
Oh, actually,
So how she was like controlling those kind of like the plate.
wow, nice. You're like really read into this.
I did. I just 18 months is a long time away from the MCU, so when it comes back, I just want to dive deep into it.
Wow, nice. No, that's really cool. Do you think that's gonna like manifest into something bigger, or do you think that's just like a little nod to what's going on?
I think that's just like little nods here and there. And like there's like really slow to getting at a bigger picture, with like the first 2 episodes just being normal like that, but really kind of doing it in a fast pace as well, with so many odd things happening. And like when Jimmy was like calling on the radio and stuff, it's like really diving into it like at a fast pace and a slow pace at the same time. That's how I felt. Because that's how I felt watching it. I'm like, oh, they're really taking this slow. Then I'm like, oh, they're really taking this fast.
Simultaneously fast and slow.
Alright.
Just like my butt. Vegas. What's another thing? I noticed that like whenever she alters reality in a big way, that's almost what changes the era. Like at the end of episode 2, when she says no and rewinds for the first time to get the beekeeper out of there, then the color changes and like
Right.
the era changes, right? So it's like every time she does something, almost like the more she changes, the more she's realizing, the more she realizes, the further the decade goes, right? So that's going to be interesting. I like the point that you made where you're like, it's just going to go and go and go until we're in the modern era. And I'm like, do you think there's going to get a point, like maybe in the 80s, when she realizes fully, and then we just skip the 90s and the thousands and we go straight to the MCU? Current day?
No, like I think we're going to get all the eras. Since the Halloween episode was, I guess, 90s. Since we've seen like the 80s was like with her curly hair and stuff. So I think the 90s will be like the Halloween episode. Then from there we'll probably just get new wave of coming to reality. Then yeah, apparently last two episodes are supposed to be some epic war fight thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into that as they come.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I think I've dissected as much as I can.
I think so too.
Yeah. What about you guys in the comments? Anything we missed? Anything that we mentioned that you never thought of? What do you guys think's going on? What do you think's going to happen in the next episode when we reach the 70s?
I'm hoping the 70s is Faulty Towers, but I know it won't be.
Yeah, it's not looking that way.
Keep holding on to hope there.
Yeah, it's an interesting take there. Yeah, so make sure to tune in next week where we ramble on about episode 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Episode 1, 5 out of 5 wing stars. Episode 2, 5 out of 5 wing stars.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed them equally. Although the magic act with Drunk Vision really was my favorite part of the show so far.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Colin said, we have not seen a performance like that since A Knight's Tale.
So I'm just so excited to see where it goes next. Like, I'm very excited for this show.
Yeah.
And how they will decide, since this is supposed to lead into Doctor Strange. So shoot for the stars, people.
Stick to the stars.
Alright.
And if YouTube was like how it used to be, you'd give us 5 stars.
If you eat a bowl of stars, you poop out another bowl of stars. You just keep getting stars. You can't get rid of them.
Wise words.
Let's
go.
Signing off before Mike goes any further with his eating stars.
You're gonna hate the mustache, man. Bye.